everyone, and welcome to another green marble crochet tutorial. So for this tutorial I'm just going to be showing you how to make this granny square. Yes, very quick, very simple design. I'm actually thinking of using this to make a baby blanket. So someone suggested that in the comments, I can't remember which video, to make a baby blanket. So yes, I've come up with this granny square design, which I'm actually really happy with. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that. Let me know what you think. If you think that's a good idea, leave me a comment. Tell me if you think I should make a baby blanket or maybe something else. So yeah, and also let me know what you think of the design. I'd love to hear what you think. So yes, there's that. Also, yeah, we can probably just get straight into it. But if you haven't subscribed, but you would like to subscribe to join me for some more tutorials, I would love to have you join me. Big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for your support. Also, thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Oh yes, if you need to get in contact with me very quickly for anything, if you need help at all with anything, look for me on Instagram. I'm _green_marble. So yeah, just look for me there and hopefully I'll be able to help you with whatever you need help with. Yeah, I'll be doing that. Also, I just want to mention quickly before the video starts that if at any time I'm going too fast for you during the tutorial, there is a feature on Instagram where you can slow down the speed of the video. So that's just in the sidebar settings panel of the screen on YouTube. Slow the video down, and that helps a lot. So yeah, without anything else to say, I think we can just get straight into making this granny square. Okay, now to make this granny square, I'm going to be using this yarn. So I'm using two wildly conflicting colors just because, you know, it's going to stand out. You'll be able to see what I'm doing better. And I'm going to use a 3.5mm hook. So my 3.5. And so this yarn, they're both the same brand. And this is the label of that brand. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just showing you these tiny details quickly. If you need more time to have a look at anything, just pause the video. So yeah, it's saying I should use a 3 or a 3.5mm hook. So yes, I'm using a 3.5. All right, let's begin. Now, what we do for this design is we find the end of both of these yarns. So let's put everything aside just there. Because we're going to be crocheting together, or crocheting the strands together. And you'll see what I mean by that in 1 second. So grab both of the ends like this, line them up evenly. Where are we? Let's focus a bit better. Line them up evenly like this. Now we're going to make a slip knot with both of them at the same time. So we wrap the yarn around our fingers like this. Hang on, try and do that neatly. Wrapping the yarn around our fingers like this, and then pull that loop through just like that. And you don't have to make the tail very long because we're going to be crocheting that into the beginning stitches. So make that like as short as you can, just like that. Yes, just like that. All right, now grabbing our hook, we're going to adjust this knot with the two strands to the hook and pull that tight just like this. Now with both strands we're going to chain 3. So holding both strands like this, you're going to, for chain stitch, it's yarn over and pull through the loop like that. So that's 1 chain, then 2 and 3. Now for the 4th chain, we're going to grab the, well, would you say dominant color? The one we'll be using most, the predominant color of the square. And we're going, so that for me is the dark blue. And you're going to drop the other strand for the moment. And then you're just going to, with that 1 strand, yarn over, pull through those loops like that. Then you're going to work your way back to the beginning of that chain. And you're going to slip stitch into the first chain, making sure to catch up that orange strand just there, or whatever other color you're using. So go in to that first chain, then yarn over with the blue, we're still just using the blue, pull through a loop, and then pull through that last loop just there, and that makes our chain circle, just like that. Now, you sort of pull your chain circle apart and you can see the middle of it is just there. I don't know if you can see that. So the middle is right there. What we're going to do is we're going to, just still using the blue, we're going to chain up 2, so 1, 2, and this chain of 2 is going to act as our first stitch, and we're going to be putting 11 double crochets into the center of that chain circle so that we're going to have 12 stitches to work with by the end. So for a double crochet, it's yarn over, then finding that center, so just there, finding the center of the chain circle, go put your hook through that center, then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1 double crochet just there. So we'll do that again together. Yarn over, insert your hook, and then at the back, see just there, you get that blue strand, yarn over, pull a loop through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 double crochets, and we're going to be doing 9 more into the center of this chain circle. I'll meet back up with you once we've done that, and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Alright, now here I am with my 11 double crochets into the center of that chain circle, and like I said, we're counting that chain of 2 from the beginning as the 12th one. And what we're going to do at this point, and I've also made sure to catch up that orange strand into the backs of those stitches as I worked my way around. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, see there's a stitch at the top of that, there's that chain 2 at the beginning just there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stick our hook through that stitch at the top above that chain 2, that one just there. And catching up that orange strand just there like that, you're going to yarn over with the blue again, pull through that stitch and also pull through the loop just like that, and then you've got your chain, there you've got your first round of double crochets. Now what we're going to do next for the second round is we're going to chain up 2, and once again we're using this chain of 2 as our first stitch, so we're counting that as the first stitch. And what we do is we're going to be putting 2 stitches into every, okay, so bear with me, we're putting 2 stitches into every stitch, but we're going to have to work through this together at the beginning so you can see what I'm trying to do, or trying to explain anyway. Alright, so for this first stitch, counting this one as 1, so we're going to put a double crochet into that stitch right beneath the chain 2, so that'll act as 2. But for stitch number 3, what we're going to do is we're going to drop that blue one to the back, we're going to yarn over with the orange strand, we're going to stick our hook back through that circle at the beginning, so just through there, and then you're going to yarn over the back just there, catch up that orange, pull it through like this, then you're going to yarn over with the orange, so yarn over with the orange, pull through 2, then drop that orange strand again and pick up the blue, yarn over, pull through 2. It's kind of a weird double crochet. Now what you're going to do is that is going to act as the first stitch of the next stitch along, and then we're going to yarn over with that blue and put our second stitch into that second stitch along. So you've got 2 in there, and then so that's 1, and then into that one is 2. So there you go, you've done 4 stitches all up now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, into the next stitch along, you're just going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So 1 and 2. But for the third stitch, or the next stitch, or the first stitch along into the next stitch, you're going to do the same as you've just done here. So dropping that blue strand, picking up the orange, you yarn over, insert into that center again, then yarn over with the orange, pull that loop through, then yarn over with the orange, pull through 2, drop that orange strand, pick up the blue, and yarn over, pull through 2. So there's that first stitch into the next stitch along. So sort of push that to the side. If you push that to the side a little, you can then yarn over with the blue and go into that stitch, which is going to represent the second stitch into that stitch. So you see for the first of every, I think it's like 1, 2, 3. So count in 4s as you go along, because at the end of this round you're going to have 24 stitches. So we count that first one, remember, as 1. So 1, 2, 3 went into the center, then 4, the last one, is the second one into that second stitch. Then you've got 1, 2 into the next stitch along. Then into the next stitch along, it's that funny double crochet into the center plus 1 normal stitch into the stitch. I hope this is making sense. Let's go through it again together. So we've done that process. Now we're going to move on to the next stitch along. So that's 2 stitches, 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So 1 and 2. Then moving on to this stitch here, which is the next stitch along, we drop that blue strand, pick up the orange, yarn over, go into that hole, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then drop that orange and pick up the blue again, yarn over, pull through 2, pushing that to the side so you can see that stitch, yarn over, always making sure to catch up the other strand as you go along, and yarn over, crochet, double crochet into that stitch. So there you go. I hope that makes sense. Please let me know in the comments if I haven't made any sense, but we're going to be repeating this process to the end, and like I said, by the end of this round you're going to have a stitch count of 24. So I'll meet back up with you at that point and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Alright, now here I am at the end of this round. What I'm going to do at this point is, because I don't want this orange strand to be visible at all when I slip stitch into the stitch, because I'll show you what I mean. If I just go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning without twisting up the orange strand, it's visible in the next round, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, grabbing these 2 bits of yarn, I'm going to twist them like this. You can see that. So they're twisted like this. Then when I go in to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2, so the stitch at the top of that chain 2, and I yarn over, pull through that blue strand. I've caught up that orange thing, and so it's sort of more hidden at the back, which is good, like that. See? Alright, now what we're going to do for round 3 is we're going to chain up 2, and once again this chain of 2 is acting as the first stitch. So for this one the pattern is 1, 2 into the first stitch, and then 1 into the third stitch. I'll show you what I mean. So what we want is we want to put an orange spoke. We'll call these spokes. We want to put an orange spoke between these previous ones from the previous round. So let's work on doing that. Alright, to do that we've chained up 1. We're going to put our first stitch into that stitch right beneath that chain. No, we've chained up 2, sorry. Into that first stitch below the chain of 2, so 1 double crochet. Then moving on to the next stitch along, we're going to put, so that's 2 stitches, we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch along, so 1 double crochet. Then into the following stitch it's 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, so just like that. Now into the next stitch along, this is going to be a stitch that's going to be a spoke going between these 2 spokes, so we're going to yarn over with it, drop the blue, yarn over with the orange, picking up the orange, and we're going to go into the center again. So back into the center, stick your hook through like that, then grab that orange yarn, yarn over, pull through a loop, then stretch it so that it spans that area, stretch up that loop, then yarn over with that orange, pull through 2 like this, then drop that orange and then grab the blue and yarn over, grab the blue, yarn over, pull through 2, just like that. Then what was it? It was only 1. Then we move on to that, because that was just represents 1 stitch into the next stitch. Then moving on to the next stitch along, it's going to be 2 into the same stitch, so 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Then Also, if it gets a bit twisted, you can just sort of twist your work or spin your work around a little bit and it untwists the strands. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way around that yet. Anyway, so we've done 2 into that next stitch, then moving on to the next stitch along, which is above that spoke from the previous round, we put 1 double crochet. Might be a little tight. No, it's okay. It's not too bad. Try and go into the stitch because otherwise it can make things a little messy. So 1 double crochet into that stitch, just like that. Then moving on to the next one along, it's 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So where are we? There we are. So 1 and 2. And then the next one along is going to be that very long spoke into the middle. So picking up the orange, hook into the middle, yarn over in the back there. Where are we? Focus camera. Yarn over, pull through a loop. Make that loop, pull it up, stretch it up till it spans that area. Then yarn over, pull through 2. Put that orange aside, pick up the blue, yarn over, pull through both the orange and the blue. Then yarn, so that represents that, just that 1 into that next stitch along. Then moving on to the next stitch. So effectively in the stitch that stitch that's meant to be going into is just sitting behind that long spoke. I hope that makes sense. So next stitch along, that's the pattern. That's how it's going till the end. So you're going to do 2 into the next stitch, 1 into the stitch after that, 2 into the stitch after that, and then that long spoke between those ones. So I think that's 36. Yes, 36 stitches at the end of this round. And then once we've done that, we're going to meet back up and things are going to be a lot less complicated towards the end. All right, see you soon. Okay, now here I am at the end of the round, and as you can see, my last stitch was that long spokey one into the center. So what we're going to do now, remembering to catch up that orange one at the back by twisting it a little so that it's not visible in the next round. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning. So there's that chain 2, and then we're just going to insert our hook like that, yarn over, pull through, close the round. So there we are. Now for this next round, we're going to turn this circle into a square. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to be putting half double crochets into the stitches long. But because we're counting this first chain, or this chain here, chain of 1, as the first stitch, we're not going to be working into the first stitch just there beneath that chain. I'm going to be working into the next one along, and we're going to put 1 half double crochet into the next stitch along. So 1, and also we're still counting that chain at the beginning as a stitch, like I just said. I think I just said that. Yeah, so 1, and this will be 2, and then half double crochet into the next one along, which is 3. Then into the next one along, we're going to put 4. So that's 3 half double crochets along, including that chain, so there's 4. Now into the next stitch along, you're going to put a double crochet. So that's that one just there above that spoke. Going to double crochet into that stitch, which is a little tight, and that can happen sometimes with that particular stitch. So double crochet into that next stitch along. So 1 single double crochet just there like that. Focus camera, there we go. Now into the next stitch along, what you're going to do is you're going to put 3 double crochets into that same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's have a look at that. So just like that, 3 double crochets into that stitch just there. And into that same stitch, we're going to put a triple crochet. So to do that, we yarn over once, yarn over twice, and going back into that same stitches as those 3 double crochets, we insert our hook, then yarn over, right, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and that's a triple crochet. This is going to help to make the corner a bit more, cornery. So what we're going to do is we're going to work another triple crochet into the next stitch along. So yarn over once, twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, focus camera, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can see I'm still working that orange strand in along with the stitches. Now into that same stitch, as I've just put that triple crochet, we're going to put 3 double crochets. So 1 and 2 and 3. So that's 4 stitches into the same stitch for 2 stitches. Then moving on to the next stitch along, we're going to put 1 double crochet, so 1, and then into the next 5 stitches along, we're going to put a half double crochet. So here we are, putting into the next stitch 1 and 2, so that's 5 half double crochets along. So here I am, and I've put 5 half double crochets along. Now into the next stitch along, we're going to put 1 single double crochet. Yeah. So one double crochet into the next stitch along, 1. Then into the next stitch along, we're going to start that corner again. So it's 3 double crochets and a triple crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, then a triple crochet, so yarn over once, twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then into the next stitch along, it's a triple crochet followed by 3 double crochets. So 1 triple crochet followed by 1, 2, where are we? And 3 double crochets, just like that. And there we go. All right, so that's another corner done, as you can see. Then you just work the same along. So it will be 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So 1, just like that. Then it will be 5 half double crochets across. Then it will be another single double crochet followed by the corner section, which is, 3 double crochets into the same stitch, followed by a triple crochet into that same stitch. Then moving on to the next stitch, which is a triple crochet followed by 3 double crochets into the same stitch. And that will be that corner done. Then double crochet, 5 half double crochets, double crochet, then you're going to do the last corner, and when you get to the last corner, we're going to meet back up and we're going to finish up the square together. All right, see you soon. All right, here I am, and I've done my last corner just there, and I'm going to have 2 more stitches left to work with, which is good because that's exactly what I want. All right, so I've done my last corner, and then into the next stitch along, it's a single double crochet to finish up this row. And then, because we've already done, well, including that chain of 1, 4 half double crochets, we've got 1 more left, so it's going to be 1 half double crochet into that last connecting stitch just there at the end. So that one just there, that's where we're going to put our last half double crochet to finish up. And there we go, we've finished. Now what we're going to do to finish completely is we're going to grab both of those strands, grab both of the strands, and we're going to slip stitch with both of those into the top of the chain 1 from the beginning. So that one just there. I'm going to go into that stitch just like that, yarn over, pull through both of those strands through that stitch just like that. I'm trying not to get caught on any bits, and then pull through that last loop of that last stitch just like that. Then we're going to yarn over, chain 1. I'm going to go find my scissors. All right, and here I am with my scissors. So now I'm just going to cut the yarn, cut it there like that, and then pull that last chain through that we did. So pulling that chain through just like that, and you can pull it tight to secure it, and there you go. There you have your little starburst flower granny square. I still don't know what to call this one, so I'm going to think about that and go away, think about what to title this video because I'm not sure yet. But yes, so this is going to be part of a new thing that I'm doing, which is going to be Granny Square Sunday. I'm going to be doing my best to come up with a new Granny Square for every Sunday. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. I have faith in myself, so yes, I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, so I'll be doing that. And obviously this one for today is not, I'm not posting it at the time I really want to post it at. I'll be posting this every Sunday, I think it's morning EST. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that from now on. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial and this little starflower, yeah, starflower Granny Square, I think we're going to call it that. Alright. Unless you have suggestions for what I should call it, but that's what I'm going to call it, and that's what I'm going to title the flower, title the video, Starflower Granny Square. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you've made yourself a lovely Granny Square, and I look forward to seeing you for the next Granny Square tutorial. Alright, thanks for watching.